Hi there. We're going to be mapping this typical task in South Sudan, and I'm going to go kind of fast, so you might want to pause and go back for some of the details on how to do this. So this looks pretty typical as to what you're going to see in the South Sudan. These are huts. Somebody has already outlined it as a residential area, and there are these roads that connect. They terminate at the residential area. So the huts are not outlined, the buildings are not outlined, and these roads should not terminate at they should connect to each other. These roads, their paths probably, should all come into the middle here and just connect for routing. So this is not going to help routing. So we're going to fix this and we're going to map in these huts. So the first thing I'm going to do is zoom in a little bit here, and I am going to show you the easiest way to do huts. So the way that I do huts is I say area, and I do a triangle. I'm going to draw a triangle right on the edges of this. So 1, 2, 3, and then I click again in the same spot, and that closes up my area. And now I'm just going to hit the O key, and that's not going to do anything for us. So let me get this selected properly, and now I'm going to hit the O key, and that turns it into a round hut for me. And I accidentally typed an O right here. This is a building. I'm going to mark it as another building, and that one's good to go. That's a mapped hut. Now, this is also a hut of about the same size. So all I'm going to do is click on this hut, and I'm going to do my keyboard shortcut, Control-C, and I'm going to put my cursor in the middle of this hut, and I'm going to do my keyboard shortcut, Control-V, and it pastes a hut in the same spot. It's still attached to my hand icon, so I'll have to click once, and that'll paste it there. So now that hut is mapped. And these other huts are a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to use the same process to map them. Area, 1, 2, 3, and then click in the same spot, closes it up. I'm going to click once on it so that I get the controls, and I'm going to say O key, turns it into a round hut. It's a building, and it's about the same size as the one that's over there to the west. So I'm just going to Control-C, copy it, and now I'm going to hold my mouse over this other one and Control-V to paste, give it a click to lay it down, and there, now I've mapped those huts. So these buildings are square, so we'll just go through the standard process for them. Double click to close it up, click it to select it, hit the S key to make it square. It's a building. Now these are a little bit different. You can't really copy paste them because the rotation gets a little strange. It's probably just easier to go right ahead and just map these. So I would just map these separately. Click in the same spot again, hit the S key to square it, area, click it to select it, S key to square it. Let's see, did I get all of these? Okay, so it looks to me like all of the buildings in this are mapped. Okay, so let's fix these roads. So the easiest way to fix these roads is I'm going to click on this road once, and then I'm going to click on the actual node right here. And you can see it gives me this one that says disconnect. So I'm just going to disconnect it. And now I can just pick it up and drag it. Whoops, well, you want to make sure you drag the right one. But I can just pick up the one that's on the road, and I can drag it into this village because it actually goes. And so I'm just going to say, I'm just going to continue this line. So I'm just going to map it into the village. Here looks good. Click in the same spot to end. So now I have to go through the same process here. I have to select that node on the end, and I say disconnect. And now I can click on that node on the end, and I can say extend, and I'm just going to extend it and have it join up there. That's how they should be. Whoops, click again in the same spot so that it ends that line. That's how they should be. And then there was one over here. Click the line. Then I need to probably zoom in just a hair. and click on the node and say disconnect. Click on the node again and say extend. And now I'll just map it right into the village and connect it here. And that is now a properly mapped village. So this is what you're going to see. You're going to see a fair amount of this where roads terminate on these residential areas. And if you could just disconnect them, map them into the village and connect them, now the routing software will be able to make much better use of them. If you have any questions, let us know. Thank you very much for your time.